All right. What's up, guys? This is Sensei. So I normally don't do these kind of videos, but I'm gonna have to do one right now because of like what's going on and like basically like kind of like the reason why I left CE and also claims that have been accused that and like false accusations that have been accused on to me, and I want to basically tell everyone and educate everybody on what's going on. So basically, I left Champion Esports because I felt like I was being mistreated by one of the staff members in there, which is BanXiu. And then I basically left because I was mistreated and mistreated by him because like of the way he tried to blackmail me and kind of do all that stuff. Like he tried to blackmail me a lot of times actually. So yeah, because of that, I kind of just left CE because I do not like getting blackmailed, and also that every single meeting I do have with him, he's just basically screaming for 90% of the time. So I do not like that as well. And it is, since that, I'm probably going to be dealing with him forever if I'm going to stay in the team. So I just left. So yeah, so this video is for everyone that is curious on the situation, and also that like to educate everyone on like what is going on, and also like for the team members, if you're watching this, I'm basically going to explain everything that's like going on with the situation, and also my management, my friends at management, and Tan, Ghost, Ronnie, and all those people. So yeah, okay, so first off, I'm not going to really show anything first. I'm basically going to talk about why I left, and which I already said. Okay, so I'm just going to skip that part. I'm just doing this on one take because I don't really like to talk that much on this. So, okay, so I'm just going to go right to here. So as you can see right here, this is the post that Champion Esports retweeted, which is BanXiu. Yes, I'm still on the account because the account is binded to my email, but I'm not going to delete the Twitter because it's not mine. So yeah, BanXiu, this Champion Esports retweeted this tweet, which BanXiu did, which is the head management for CE, or you can say the head manager for the Chinese operations in CE. Champion Esports. So yeah, I'm basically going to walk you guys through this whole thing that he's wrote here today. So Sensei team members hate him. Okay, so I'm just gonna basically just like say everything and basically like tell you how many false claims there are in this and how many real claims there are. And okay, so first off, team members hate him. Okay, so this part is already wrong. First of all, I talked to a lot of people actually. I talked to like let me share the whole screen here. Okay, so I talked to a lot of people every single day from the team. I talked to like a lot, like such as FaZe, Josia. I talked to both of them, and I also sometimes also talk to Moon. I also talk to Purge, Tan, and like all the team members. Like they're all members from the team. I talked to every single one of them, and this is my Discord. Um, this is my chat with FaZe every single day. This is 20th, and this is 19th. This is like 15th, 13th, like a bunch of dates where like we're just talking, right? Like I'm not gonna blur this out yet, maybe because like I didn't sign a contract with them, and also that it's a unregistered organization that is not even registered. So like all the contracts in there is actually also fake. So yeah, and then also that I took to Josie every day. Today, this is 20th. I went to Beijing for a few days, so like that's why there was not much. 19th, like a bunch of other like chats that like I just don't want to get into. But yeah, I'm just 10 every single day. I just called with him like 12 minutes ago actually, to like explain to him about the situation. Ronnie, Laner, thanks for all. And then I talk to him sometimes. I talk to some people sometimes, but like not as much. Some people I just don't really talk to them as Elims, the GFX. I talk to everyone, right? So he's basically already doing this is like that's already a one false claim, and I've already showed you guys proof on that. I talk to a lot of team members like every single day, so that's one. All right, so including the boss. Okay, so I'm gonna be completely honest right here, and I'm gonna just basically just expose everything. The boss legit, like I help him with all his relations, such as like not such as, but like just his girlfriends and like just like the people that he's trying to date. Like I help him with that outside as the job. I even help him with that. So even if he does hate me, okay, but if he doesn't, then like he probably won't. I don't think that some people like a person that like I legit help them with like and I showed them like my like some secrets that I just do to like get girls and stuff like that. which like I don't really want to get into as well because that's just going to be disrespectful towards the women. So I do not want to get into that much anymore. But yeah, I do not know about this part, but yeah, I think Sensei's character is still good. It can help us move towards a better CE. This sentence doesn't make sense. Like, this better CE is okay. This makes sense a little bit, but like normally a person would say champion esports. I told CE boss to introduce champion esports. That he's supposed to say Akil. To introduce him to CE club, CE Sports Club as a Forgan manager. It's not a club, first of all, so that's already two. Oh, I don't really want to include that, but like I'm just basically saying it's not a club. It's a well, it's a team, but it's not an org. So as a Forgan manager, so like he's talking about like basically like a manager that's like outside China. um so yeah, that this is part is really true. He was the person that who introduced me. Yes, that is true. Later Sensei played Farmer and Snake vividly. This thing I do not know what the fuck he's talking about, Farmer and Snake. And I do not want to legit I don't know what the fuck he's talking about here. Probably some kind of Chinese shit that like I don't even understand. He did not listen to suggestions from the boss and the administrators. Okay, so suggestions from the boss. I did. Okay, so first of all, I did listen to everything that everybody said. Um, so for example, so the boss Akio, right? Yes. So I basically had like many times where I had asked him to recruit like some person or some person, and yes, he agrees to every single one of them. And also sometimes where like for example, a really big part of this whole article is actually about the marketing budget which like we give for to promote champion esports. This month is 1,800, and last month was 1,200. And so basically, I basically convinced the boss, Akil, to do these mainly because these are actually like things that will help us and benefit us. Mainly, like for example, like it will it will make us more followage, and it'll increase more followage for champion esports, and also just like increase the clout in a way around the whole thing. So yeah, I legit I convinced the boss and bought the bot, and Akio, yes, he did agree to this, or he would never give me the money. He wouldn't give me the money if he didn't agree to this. Okay, so then after that, and then the administrators, such as I think he's talking about like himself, I listen to everything he says. Yes, he's an older person than me, which is like it's a kind of shame of himself to like be older, but like yeah. um but like yes, he is older than me, but like I listen to him most of the times. But like a lot of other times I actually don't really like listening to him, mainly because he's poorly educated on managing a team and such. So I don't really like listening to him. Yet I do not really like. So then I actually proposed it because honestly though, like let me backtrack a little bit more. So I didn't listen to BanXiu is because my boss and we had an agreement of separating Chinese operations outside. And so like I can help and manage the whole international scene, the Asia scene, and everything outside of it by myself and with my team without any interruptions by the Chinese operations. For example, any interruptions by BanXiu or any other people will not be included. So I will not have any interruptions or communication with them, which is what I wanted. And yet, so yeah, and the boss and Akio, yes, he did agree to this. He agreed to this, and then we started doing this kind of thing. So then there's no communication between both because how do you say this? Like because both myself, Ghost, Ron, like and all other management players, managements, we all hate the administrator Bancho. We all hate him because we all know that he's poorly educated on like everything that is like such as like managing esports organization. And I can 100% tell you that he is really poorly educated on that. And why is because the only thing he does act legit for the team is to legit like agree to permissions, which he did before, but later on he didn't. But then also to basically basically just create like a OPEX where like it's just like all the Chinese operations people's salary and then give it to the boss and then let them just like get the money basically. Just like a salary, like a OPEX for the salary. And that's all he created ever as a manager. He didn't do really anything else. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Yes, he did do a Chinese tournament, the tournament in China. Yes, that is true, but it's a part of his job and he shouldn't complain about that either, which he did also to me because like some other stuff which I will talk about later. Okay, so yeah. And then so that's why I don't like listening to him ever, and I just don't enjoy listening to him. And that's so this part is false and this part is true. I did not listen to him as much because like we did separate the both of them. So we did separate the scenes when the boss and Akio did agree to that. So yes, this is I did not listen to him is it true because I didn't have to anymore. But like listening to the boss, yes, I did. I did a lot, but but also listening to them at the same time, I also tried to convince him on certain stuff. So basically, I did both. So that is already, let's see here. So that is one false claim, two false claims. So it's two false claims and one true claim, right? So two false claims and one thing that is true. He never listened to opinions every time he had a meeting. So me and the international side, we always have meetings we had times where we had meetings until 3 a.m. in the morning, and I do not even complain about that. And I listen to every single thing and every single opinion that everybody puts at me, and I do that. And I listen to every single thing which people put at me because it's important that I listen to it. And I do not really want to get into the specifics because I really just don't want to talk about that because it's like basically if I talk about that, I'm basically ruining the whole like operations and basically you're gonna know everything inside CE. And also that like that's just gonna take me like I don't know like 5 hours or like even more. But like yeah. So I do listen to everything that like everything they throw at me, and that is 100% true. All the members can vouch for me. Ghost 10, all Ronnie, they all can vouch for me, and they all know that I listen to every single thing that they say. All right. In order to increase the salary, he would rather sacrifice his mother and make an excuse that his mother thinks his salary and lowest threatens to increase his salary. This is yet another false claim. So this is already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 false claims now. All right. So this is the 5th false claim. And I'm going to completely honest right here. She did tell me that my salary was too low. And my salary was, in fact, around 120 US dollars, which is way lower than the average salary which a person gets in China or in the US or anywhere, honestly. It's like way too low. It's 120 US dollars a month. You can barely do anything with that. I didn't really complain for the first month and the second month. Well, for first month because I just got in and then like they basically just gave me like that salary as like a starting, which like I didn't really complain until I basically started like giving out like larger salaries to other players such as like $500, $400, 350, all these bigger salaries than myself. I basically have to discuss through everything about them, and then I discuss for them about like giving them a larger salary, yet my salary is so low, and yet I do basically everything in Champion Esports except from like sponsorships and stuff, because that's like all Ghost, Tan, and Ronnie. They do all those guys. I give them massive respect for doing those stuff. But like yeah, I do everything else in Champion Esports, that is like the international operations and all this. I do everything in the team, and yet I get 1,000 I get 1,000 Chinese yuan, which is 120 US dollars like per month, which is not good at all in my opinion. And I don't think anybody would think it's good, because you're doing way, and you're also having meetings until 3 a.m., which you're doing way more than a player would, and to help increase the team, and yet you have such a low salary. So yes, of course my mother is going to think that I have a low salary, and yes, of course I will also think that I have a really low salary. And I think anybody would also, honestly, anybody would say that I have a really low salary. And yeah, otherwise Sensei will be, and then he said, otherwise Sensei will remove CE Discord and Twitter. I do not remember saying that ever. I I'm gonna be complete. I'm just saying this right now is that I will not remove anything from Champion Esports, such as the Discord or the Twitter. I will not remove those. All right, I will not remove those. And the only reason for that is because they're not mine. Right? Yes, the Twitter does have my email on it, but I will not remove it. And if I would have removed it once CE probably retweeted this, right? I would have removed their Twitter right away if it was like that, right? I would have just like right away, and I think probably anybody would. And yeah, I would probably like some people would even make this into their personal Twitter, which Akio had a thought about that before in a conversation which me and him and I had, which he said like, oh yeah, he wants to make the C Twitter his and then make his Twitter to C Champion Esports, because like the Champion Esports Twitter is there's like 1,000 followers and his only has 100, and he's pissed about that. And it's supposed to be how it's about. That's just supposed to be how it is, and he wanted to just switch it, and but like yeah, I would never remove the Discord or Twitter, and I transferred the ownership of the Discord, and I did not delete it after I left. So yeah, so Sensei failed to host a competition which caused great influence in China on China. Okay, I failed to host competition. I don't really recall that. Okay, I don't really recall that as a failed. Okay, so let me basically break this down to you guys. All right, so back in like September, Champion Esports announced a tournament that will be hosted between the Champion Esports and T1 scrims, which will basically be $1,000 tournament like of like Champion Esports X T1 partnering with them on and to host it on their Discord. So then that's called a partnership. And then like in the end, like Ghost being the manager and being a manager in T1 scrims, I basically contacted him, and like because he's also like our manager, I basically told him about like this partnership, and then like he basically helped me get Pigugu, which is the owner of the T1 scrims. He basically talked to her about this tournament, and she said yes to it, and she agreed to it, and thus that's why we actually did the tournament, and we did announce it because she's the owner of T1 scrims, and that's why we thought that was enough, and that's all we need to confirm this, right? Afterwards, we canceled the tournament, mainly because Yuna, which is a T1 staff member for the competitive Fortnite scene, she basically said that they were never told about this tournament, and they want to remove it immediately. And so that's the miscommunication which happened, which is that like we did not know that Pigugu, the owner of the T1 scrims server, the owner, wasn't a staff member in T1. And that's all that's like anybody. I reckon anybody would think that a person like the owner of the T1 scrims is probably staff. I think anybody would think that. So that's what we thought also, until we didn't, until we realized it, until she told us that it wasn't. Thus, we had to delay the tournament, and we also couldn't host it because Yuna and T1 didn't agree to it later on after another conversation we had with the actual T1. But yeah. After that, like that's like basically like a miscommunication happened, and then they didn't agree to it, so they didn't want it anymore. So in a way, they didn't want it anymore, and yet BanXiu puts the blame on me of not being able to get this partnership, and he blames me for that. Is wrong, because I'm just doing my job. I am doing my job to try to give Champion Esports the best opportunities it can have. Yet I get blamed for something that I didn't do. I didn't do this, all right? I get blamed for not being able to show them that we can get a partnership. I'm getting blamed that the partnership failed because the other side didn't want it anymore. T1 didn't want to do the partnership anymore, and I'm getting blamed for that. I'm getting blamed that T1's not doing it anymore. T1 doesn't want it anymore. I'm getting blamed for that. And he said it caused great influence on China. If he's talking about the country, it didn't, first of all. because nothing happened here and I'm still here, right? If I'm getting blamed for this and it caused great influence on legit country, then I'm probably getting arrested already. But I'm not. So I'm fine. And I know, of course, it's not. But I know what he's referring to also, which is the tournament, because they did post a post on Douyu, which is a Chinese streaming website. They did post a tournament on there. And then so like a lot of Chinese people was also waiting for this tournament. Thus, we failed to we couldn't do this anymore, and then we had to cancel it, and it brought like trouble towards Shinto, which is like the #1 streamer in China for Fortnite. We brought like trouble towards him, and also like apparently I brought trouble towards BanXiu. So yeah, because of that, like they had to host like a different version of it, like the tournament. They have to host it. They have to host a tournament again by themselves. They have to host it by themselves, basically. Like in China, they have to host like one that's like just for Chinese, and he calls that a great influence on China. So let me get this. So I'm just putting this straight. So right now, like BanXiu, they legit like they hosted the tournament. Yes, they did, and then he legit complained to me for like about like 3 hours, and then we were shouting at each other about like how he had a lot of work to do while I stay up until 3 a.m. for most of my time, for most of the nights before for meetings, and also do everything such as handling with players and handling with GFX and posting posts on Twitter, and also giving the permissions to international like to the marketing team to actually do stuff, and also to listen to everything they have to propose to me, and also so I can propose to the other Chinese operations. I have to do all that, and yet he is complaining about being messaged like a lot of times, like in a day. He's getting messaged like a lot of times of the day during that time, and he's complaining about that. Yet I get that every single day until now, where once I left. Yeah, but like I still get it from like other servers, but I don't really care. I just got used to it. But he's complaining about that, which I get every single day. He's complaining about stuff that I would complain every single day. And he also complained about like he has to legit like he has to like, for example, he has to also like sign up players and create a new document and put like all players usernames in, while it is just so easy to do it with Mayhem, the Fortnite, like the app where you do like all the point system and stuff, which I did propose to him if he wants to do it, and he said no, I don't want to do that. And all he wanted to do was to use a piece of paper and count every single point, every single person's point by himself manually in every single game. And that's what he did. And I don't blame him for that. If he wants to do that, sure. But I don't really think that's causing a great influence. I think that's just causing a great influence on him. That's not causing great influence on China, so which is another another false claim here. So yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 false claims already. And let me tell you, and only like I think like one true claim, I think. No, actually no. There's no real claims yet. All right, or I think I might have said that there was one. I'm not sure which one I said, but okay, but like yeah, you guys can hear from the video from before, from like what I said before. But yeah. So then he also said, since he secretly talked to the boss and asked me to be the chief administrator, he would replace me. So he's basically, I don't fucking know. Like this is just this is just like the typo sentence of the typo sentence. And then he said he basically saying like I basically talked to the boss about replacing his position, which I did talk to him before we separated the Chinese and the international operations, and I only talked to him because BanXiu, he, as I said before, he's uneducated on everything that he's doing right now, everything that we're doing right now. He doesn't know what's going on, and I'm pretty sure that like he will not know one thing that we're doing and why it's benefiting the team, why and stuff like that. He would not understand anything, which I can 100% tell, and then that's why, and then I had to like before like the Chinese and international operations separated, I had to go to him about and to ask him about every single request. I have to ask him every single request that we want to do, and like I asked him like, oh yeah, can we do this? He says no. After I explained to him for like 1 hour of like why it would benefit the team, and it would like for example like let me think of a good example here. So for example the T1 the tier 1 T1 and CE the tournament, right? I proposed it to Akil, which like right away. That one actually no, that's not a good example. So you know what? I'm just gonna go right to the point. I will just basically, I'm just gonna basically tell you guys. We have like the marketing budget, which I think I already talked to you guys before. Which is 1,800 this month and 1,200 last month. The marketing budget. So I talked to Akil about this, right? This is after it got separated. The two got separated. I talked to Akil about this, and then he basically agreed to it. And yes, that is true. He agreed to it, and then after that, BanXiu didn't know this for 2 months until now, and then he realized that, and then he got really mad about it because he thinks that is something that we do not need in the team right now, and thinks that it is really stupid to have that, really stupid to have promotions, and really stupid to give us clout. He thinks that it's stupid to give Champion Esports clout. So yeah, that's what he thinks. So okay. And then so that's like a good reason why I would talk to Akil about changing his role. And yeah, it's just because like everybody in the team also really just thinks like everybody in management knows that he's just uneducated on everything, and they all said to let me propose to him as well. They all told me to propose to BanXiu, to Akil about replacing basically swapping like the positions, or like just like demoting BanXiu and putting me in his position, which would be good for the operation, which would be actually really beneficial. And if he did actually agree to it, we would probably be like really close to like, I don't know, like we would probably be really close to getting him a sponsorship by now, but like he didn't. So and then like Akio basically told BanXiu about this because like because like they're like really good friends anyways. And then so this is the one true claim. So 7 false claims, one real claim right here now. And then he used forking wages and make fake accounts. After I found out, I asked him to show the bill. He said he had an abnormal number, and he's very guilty. Of course, we can see it. So he's basically saying that like I basically cheated a lot of money off Champion Esports. So he's basically saying that like this was actually from yesterday's conversation with him. He thought that like the marketing budget is actually all fake and that I am just stealing from the team. And that is not true. So here you go. So I'm just gonna scroll up here, and then basically tell you guys about everything. So this is my transaction to like I basically I had the first let me find the other screenshot first actually. So here I had to first transfer the money of like last month, which is 1,200 plus 10's a salary, which is now 1,300. And then like I had to transfer that money to Tan first, and then he would transfer it to Ronnie, which is the person that is talking about the marketing budget, which like needs to spend it on like stuff. So then 10 later on, 10 he basically sent me, here's a proof that I received the amount. So he basically sent me a screenshot of him receiving the amount, which is the amount which like he received from how do you say this from me, which is the 1,300. And then he later on transacted it to Ronnie, and then this is in Filipino I don't know how to say it in English. The pesos, I don't know. Like yeah, this is him sending again and then again. So he basically sent it 3 times because there's like a limit to it. So yeah, he sent that to Ronnie, and then Ronnie sent that to the people that we had to cooperate with, which is Enduins and also a person to make our brand menu for the team, which are both needed. And if you are a businessman, you will probably know that every single company needs a brand menu, and we all know that, right? So yeah, we basically used our marketing budget that month for brand manual and also a article by Enduins, which is another organization which makes esports news. So yeah, and then he said it, and then like he said he says that I'm making fake accounts. So that's like basically proof that I did send all the money, and also from this month also otherwise this month is right here, this is this month's, and I sent this through Alipay, and then it didn't work, so then I had to send it through PayPal. And so yeah, I later on sent it to Tan through PayPal, and he can confirm that also. He has screenshots of that as well. If you want to know more, you can ask him about that. And yeah, I did send every single thing to the marketing team, and also they're also they also give me a really wide amount of proof that the marketing budget is actually being used on its right way. So yeah, so he said that like I had an abnormal network, which is like basically like bad network, right? Which is very guilty. He was very guilty. So he's basically saying that me not being home for 2 days, and then I come back, and then like I had like a bad internet was guilty, basically. And also that like a VPN has like legit like not been working really well for like the last few months. I legit have like my Mac right now on like right next to me. Like I can probably like I'll try to legit like here. I have my Mac right here. I have my VPN on right now, and then like I go to my Opera, like my internet thing, and then I cannot go on YouTube even. I cannot even go on YouTube right now with my VPN on. And I've tried this so many times. I've tried to connect with so many things. It's just not working. I don't know why. It's just not working. It's just like it's legit not working. So then I had to use. And then I also talked to them using my Windows PC, which is like I have to talk to them through Wi-Fi, which I cannot turn on the VPN if I'm using that, because then it will just glitch, and then like I will not be able to use it. So yeah, my VPN hasn't been working. So I don't really know what to say about that. But yeah, that's legit proof. Like I legit like my YouTube and everything. It's not working on that computer right now. Like legit, like I'm completely honest right now. So yeah, and then he said, of course we can see it. I don't really know what the fuck he means by that. Honestly, like he cannot see my screen. He couldn't see my screen unless he was hacking me, which is then it's illegal, of course. But like I don't think that he has the knowledge. He has enough knowledge to actually hack someone. So yeah, after that, so that's already another false claim here. So 1, 2, and also I asked him to show us the bill, which I did actually. I did send it to Akio via WeChat DMs, and I cannot pull it up right here because actually I'm just gonna pull it up on my phone actually. Let's see here. So this is Andrew. This is Akio's me and Akio's DMs right here. So this is proof of transaction to Enduins, and also like basically like the brand manual, and this is like everything as you see here, everything like this. Like this is all from my DMs with 10, which you guys did see. If you guys didn't see, you guys can look back from the video. But yeah, I did send them every single thing, and I did. Yes, I did. And then he said that he's basically saying that I had abnormal network, and I didn't really show them it. So 1, 2, 3. That's 3 more false claims, which is now 11 false claims now. And then, sorry, this video is really long because there's a lot of stuff to go through on this 70-word essay. I think 70 words, maybe, probably. Like, yeah. he mentioned this during the meeting. He said he happened to say that his mother is next to him and he would leave see it if he quit. He would leave CE if he quit. So he's basically say we mentioned this. He's basically saying that like he's basically saying that my mom told me to leave CE, which is true. My mom did tell me to leave because like she did not want me to like be a part of this because I am about to go into college and I do not have time for this and I also need to prepare a lot of stuff for college. So that is why I actually do need to leave Champion Esports. That is also a really big reason why I actually left. So yeah, so that is also a false claim. Wait, he happened to say that. Yep. Okay, so he didn't say that this was false. So this is a true claim. So two real claims, 11 false. And I asked for Sensei to return the cheated money stuff. He said nothing to say. I actually did have something to say. That's called blackmailing. I'm gonna be completely honest with you right here. I did not cheat any money from you. If Akil did not agree to these kind of like the marketing budget, he would not legit like how do you say this? He would not send me the money if he didn't agree to it. So that means yes, he did agree to it, and also I did send him like the OPEX for every single month, which like he eventually also does, and then I do send him the OPEX every single month. And if he does read it, and I believe he does, he probably sees that there's one thing that's called marketing budget, and he never asked about it, and he also did agree to the marketing budget, so that is not cheated money. So I did. So he's basically so right here, this is the blackmailing. So he's basically saying that I cheated money off CE when they did agree to it, and then now he's basically saying that I'm cheating money from them. And yeah, I had something to say, and that was that like Akio did agree to the situation, and that's why I legit like how you say this, I legit had the money. That's what I had to say, and I also told him that this is illegal. This is you're blackmailing if you're like basically saying that this is like you're saying that this is cheated money. Then and then you want me to return it. Then you're 100% blackmailing me. So yeah, and he said I have nothing to say. So that is false, false. So false. So 12 false and two correct, two correct claims. And then the C's were met to discuss that since we already violated the law, which I didn't actually. How is me asking someone for money for the team to have the team to become a better, to create more color for a team, and the boss did agree, which is Akio. Akio did agree to give me money, which he also did. How is that against the law? And I do not know how that is fucking against the law. And he thinks that is against the law. So I guess that, I mean, in his eyes, it's against the law, but like in the law, it's not against the law. So I think that's a lot of laws, but like, yeah. So this is basically, this is a really false claim. And in him saying this, like I think I can probably use this against him if I legit want to like sue him or something. But yeah, which has a negative impact on the club, on the club. This club, it has a negative impact. So basically, throughout these months, if you haven't seen yet, once I joined the team until now, Champion Esports has grown 100 and 1,500 and 1,500 plus in the main server of Champion Esports. See, Scrim server has grown 2,000 members, the private Discord, and then also we have grown in team players. We've grown to 15 players from just like few Chinese people to 15 players, and all people that I've recruited are all in the FNCS grand finals, the heats. Every single player I recruited, and they're all in there. And even if they were kicked, if they were removed from the team later on, or was about to join, and I had to remove them, they were all in the finals. They are all in the finals, and that did not that I do not know that is a I did not know that that was a negative impact on the team, bro. Like, I mean, like, in your way, maybe it is because your salary is probably going to get lowered now. But like, yeah, I do not know how that's a negative impact on the team for giving you guys a really good players. So yeah, getting good players is negative impact, I guess, in his world. But yeah, we decided to remove this from some CE Sports Club. I did not get removed from by them actually. I did quit myself, and I have proof of that on my conversation here. So right here, right here, it's in Chinese. If I can get this in focus, that'd be great. I think you guys can read that, but like, if you read Chinese, I basically said I want to leave because I cannot handle BanXiu and the way he treats me. So that's why I left, and that's my DM to Akil, and that is why I left. I removed myself from the team. They did not remove me, so that's another false claim. And then yeah, so where were I? 12, 13, 14. So 14. So 14 false claims, and then 15 actually, 15 here, violation of law and this thing. So 15 false claims and 2 real claims. And then this last paragraph really got me, bro. He said, "I wish Sensei will be beaten when he enters society in the future." So he's basically trying to put a spell on me or something, bro. Like he's trying to say like to legit like let me get beaten. Like oh yeah, I hope you die. He's basically saying like he hopes me die when I enter into life in the future. And then yeah, I mean, I do not know what to say to that. I mean, I think he's just salty or something about something. I don't really know. I really don't like I never say that to anyone, and I don't enjoy if someone says that to me because I treat you the way that you treat me. And if you're gonna treat me that way, I'm not gonna really say anything because that is just a wrong thing to say in general. But yeah, learn to be a human first, and then do things. So he's basically saying to let me grow up. Basically, in Chinese terms, he's telling me to grow up. So let me get this straight. Somebody that wishes me to get beaten when I get into society in the future is telling and then, like trying to legit put a spell on me is trying to tell me to grow up. So yeah, I don't really know what to say to that. I think I really do think he needs to go back to school. Like, complete. I'm just being honest, bro. Like, he needs to get more education on doing things, and also yeah. But like, I don't really think in general. I don't really like. I do not support anybody in using terms such as will be beaten when they enter society in the future. I don't really hope anybody says like, oh, they wish someone to be beaten up. So like, please, no one ever say these things to anyone else. This is just a really wrong statement, and I don't think that anybody should be getting this. Yeah. Um, but yeah, this man is just using this against me, and he's basically telling me to grow up when he is the one who's saying to let me the hope I get beaten when I enter society. He's hoping on me. He's hoping that I will get beaten when I enter society, which is basically like when I graduate university in Chinese terms. So like he's hoping when I graduate, I get beaten up, and he's telling me to grow up when he's the one telling me to get beaten up. So like I think you guys can basically understand that now. So yeah, that's like the end of the video. I hope you guys learned something from this, and I hope you guys can also help me also hashtag canceled Champion Esports, because they are just like the worst right now. Hopefully some people such as the Fortnite guy or the Denver guy or anybody that's in the Fortnite scene that's actually a really big sees this video and then educates people on management and the dark side, and also like bad like things that just you don't want to get into. You don't want to get in things that you just don't want to get into in life. So yeah, I hope everybody can learn something from this, and also I hope that this video does go viral, because I do want them to get fully just canceled and just fully obliterated on just because of this. And that man being in the team starting January 2020, which is when the team got created, him being in the team starting from the start until now as a manager, I think maybe I don't even know what to call him now. Manager, salary manager, I don't know. But like yeah, him being that joining into the team and then being there for so long and then putting this out as a into the actual Twitter for Champion Esports and them retweeting this is just honestly is just really wrong, bro. Like it's really unprofessional in like in many ways, and I really wish that nobody does this ever. And I really don't think that esports organizations should ever do this. So yeah, and more info on Champion Esports is that they're actually not a organization. They're actually never registered in anywhere. They're actually not registered yet. And I have told Akil to do this so many times already, and yet he says that it is and yet sometimes he says that it is my fault or like our fault that we are not getting the sponsors. And while it is supposed to be his work, or how do you say it, his responsibility there we go. So it's supposed to be his responsibility to get this team registered when it got created, right? If you're going to give out people salaries like this big and you're going to like create like something like this that you want it to be like a professional level, you should probably get the team registered. I'm going to be completely honest. Like I think anybody is every single other Fortnite team is probably registered other than Champion Esports. So yeah, I really hope that like he gets the team registered and he gets the team actually back on its track. And I hope that BanXiu actually apologizes for everything that he says here, because I am uploading, because like you are seeing this video on YouTube, and also that I'm basically just exposing the whole Champion Esports, like the whole organization and stuff. So yeah, and he's calling me like a terrifying person or something like that. But yeah, and also that I'm just saying this right now. This new logo that like Champion Esports has right now, I gave them this. I found the GFX, like not I found the GFX, but like I was the one who proposed them to get a new logo, and like everybody likes the new logo. A lot of people like the new logo. But yeah, I found all the players in the team. Well, all the international players. So I'm just gonna go through. I don't really. Okay, so I don't have the roster anymore. Okay, so let me find here. There's a roster update thing here. Okay, so here. So right here, VFX, GFX, VFX. There's a new GFX. It's actually Elims. That was found by Ghost, so that's not me. So K's, I found this. So I found this guy. I found this guy. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 of the 15 competitive players, I found them. And I was the one who found them. And all these players that I found are in the FNCS Grand Finals, and they are just doing great. And they are really good. I like all of them. They're really good friends. They're really good people. Especially Josia. Like some people, they're like even better people. Like there's like some people that are just like out of the world, like kind and nice, and yeah. But yeah, I found all those players, and they all made it into FNCS Grand Finals. While on BanXiu's side, 1, 2 never made it in FNCS Grand Finals. Him, and him, which they are duos, BanXiu and this other guy, and with Akil, they're a trio, and they did make it into the heats. But according to my calculations, they will not make it through after heats. But like if they do, nice, good for them. But like yeah, I don't think so. See Moon, Moon, I'm not sure if he made it into heats or not because I did not check. But like Moon is found by Akil, I think. But like he actually never made it into FNCS solos or the FNCS before that. So like he did not do good for like 2 seasons until now. He's actually doing pretty good. But like yeah, but Moon's a really good person though. Don't get me wrong on that. I like the person a lot. I'm not saying that he's bad or anything. I'm not saying that his skills is bad. But yeah, but yeah, he's like really good. Ghost, I found him on T1 scrims. He was I was a host on there, and then and then I called him to help manage Champion Esports, and then he agreed to it right away. I found this guy. Tan messaged me to join Champion Esports, and then we went through something, and I got him in. Ronnie, I got him in as well. Ronnie has actually graduated from college with a degree on marketing. So, and Tan is also in college right now, trying to get that degree. So they both have degrees basically, because Tan's about to get it anyways. So yeah, they both have degrees. And then Ghost manages like T1 scrims, and then also that he's actually getting taught everything by Tan and Ronnie also. So that's really nice. And then I used to manage little clans in the US, and also other esports organizations, C's, and other organizations in the US before. But yeah, that's us. And then BanXiu, being the Chinese operations manager, um dropped out of middle school. And now 19 years old, played 1 year of professional esports, and then now and then yesterday he was so he was so egotistical to call himself, to say that he knows everything in esports and he understands every single thing from top to bottom, and that and also has told me, and also said to me, that Ghost, Tan, and Ronnie, everybody else in the management team, is just all dumbasses. Everybody else. Sorry for the explicit language, but yeah, that's what he said. He basically said that everybody else is really stupid, and he's probably he's trying to say that he's really smart. So yeah, and then and yet he dropped out of middle school and never doesn't have a degree on anything, and yeah. I don't really know what to say from there, but yeah, that will be the end of the video. Actually, not from before, but yeah, that will be the end of the video. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, GG's. JP Esports canceled, I guess.